Today we are doing lesson 12.3, Angles of Polygons. Our I can statements for today: I can find the sum of interior angles of a polygon, and I can find missing interior or exterior angles of a polygon. All right, so we're going to start just by talking about polygons and polygon angles. Polygons are shapes that have straight sides that do not overlap, and they are all connected. So triangles are shapes like triangles, quadrilaterals, pentagons, hexagons. Those are all examples of different types of polygons. So when we talk about interior angles of polygons are angles that are on the inside of the polygon. So ones like these, A, B, those are interior angles. Exterior angles are the angles that are on the outside. If you take the side of a polygon and then you extend it some more, that creates that exterior angle. So here it says in the picture to the right, what are the interior angles of the pentagon? Pentagon means 5 sides. So A, B, C, D, E, angle A, B, C, D, and E are the interior angles. And then the exterior ones are F, G, H, I, J. Angles G, H, I, J, oh, and I missed F. All right, so here it says, remember this is important to know, and remember that the interior angle of a polygon and the exterior angle of that polygon are supplementary. We've talked about that word before. It means they make a straight line or equal 180 degrees. Think of the picture to the right and refer to it often. So our inside angle and our outside angle, or depending on it, this might be the outside, this might be the inside. Those are always going to be supplementary. They're going to equal 180 degrees. So using that information, we're going to go ahead and calculate all of the missing angles for this hexagon. So we're going to start here in order. We're going to look at Q. So if I look at Q, angle Q here, and the exterior angle next to it, which is 39 degrees, I can see together they make this straight line, which means to get the amount of degrees in Q, I'm going to do 180 minus 39, and I'm going to get 141. That's going to be how many degrees an angle Q. So angle Q is 141. Okay, now I'm going to go just around the circle. I'm going to look for R. R is an exterior angle, and if I extend it, it connects to this one. That's 119. So I can, oh, my 141 does not look very neat. Let's try that again. Okay, so in order to find my amount of degrees for R, I need to subtract 180 minus 119. Again, that's because these two form a straight line. This line right here is formed by these two angles. They're supplementary. So when I subtract here, 10 minus 9 is 1, 7 minus 1 is 6, 1 minus 1 is 0. So I'm left with 61 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at S. Here's angle S. It is supplementary to this one. That's 120. I just wrote over the 1 there, but that's 120. 180 minus 120 gives us 60. Always a good idea to look at the picture and see if that seems reasonable. Yeah, it seems reasonable that this is 60 degrees. It looks like it's less than 90. It's not a right angle, it's an acute angle. Whereas here for Q we said 141, and that one does make sense because it's more than 100, or I'm sorry, more than 90. It's a obtuse angle. All right, let's take a look at T. T matches up with this 47. They're on the same line there. Go ahead and pause the video. Try to find T, U, and V. So go ahead and pause. Try these last 3 on your own. right, let's check our answers. So for T, I have 180 minus 47. All right, 10 minus 7 is 3. 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 minus 0 is 1. So we get 133 degrees. Yes, you can use a calculator, but you do still have to show your work. So you have to write down the subtraction problem, even if you use a calculator to help you. Here's angle U. It is supplementary to this one. That is 118. 180 minus 118. That is going to give us 62. Let's look at it. Yeah, it looks like 62 degrees to me. All right, and this one is 90. This one is V. We subtract 90, and we get 90. So V is going to be 90 degrees. All right, so here we have a chart to put in a bunch of formulas. It says, in order to find the specified angles of polygons, you will need to remember some formulas. Let's fill them in below. Sum of interior angles. All right, so to find the sum of interior angles, the first thing we do is we count the number of sides. For number of sides, we're going to use the letter N. We subtract 2 from it. So we do N minus 2. And then we multiply that times 180. Basically what happens for that, now we didn't do the activity together, but I'll go back to what we would have done for an in-class activity and just show you real quick. If you take a polygon and you split it up into triangles, this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, and it had 1, 2, 3 triangles. So we do 3 times 180 to get our total number of degrees. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and if I split it up into triangles, well, that was a little sloppy. If I split it into triangles, and we're going to just pretend that's a straight line over there. 6 sides, 4 triangles. So I take 4 times 180 to get the total number of angles. So that is our formula. Now that I go back here. We take the number of sides and we subtract 2. That tells us how many triangles make up our polygon. And then we multiply times 180. The sum of the exterior angles. So exterior angles are like this, these guys. The sum of the exterior angles is always going to equal 360 degrees because it's like turning that shape in one full circle. So no matter what the polygon is, whether it's a triangle or a pentagon, sum of the exterior angles is always going to equal 360 degrees. All right. If I'm looking for one exterior angle of a regular polygon, I'm going to make a little side note over here. Regular polygon means equal sides and equal angles. Think of a square or equilateral triangle. Equal sides, equal angles. That's a regular polygon. So to figure that out, how many degrees in one exterior angle, I take the number of sides and I take 360 and divide by that number. So if I have 4 sides, I would do 360 divided by 4. Okay, to find out how many degrees are on the inside of a polygon angle when I have a regular polygon, I'm going to start by using this formula to find the number of degrees total in my shape. So number of sides minus 2 times 180. And then once we've figured that out, then we're going to divide by n. So if it was a triangle, equilateral triangle, I would subtract 2 from my number of sides to get 1, times 180 tells me there are 180 degrees in a triangle, which I know. And then I would take that divided by 3 to get my 60 degrees in each angle. So you find the amount of degrees total, and then you divide by the number of angles. And then n is just the number, a letter we use to stand for the number of sides in a polygon. And then over here that tells you that as well. N is the number of sides in a polygon. In an octagon, n equals 8. All right, over here it says find the sum of the interior angles of the hexagon to the left. Hexagon means 6 sides. Okay, so the sum of the interior angles. We're going to subtract 2 from our number of sides, and then we're going to multiply times 180. So 6 minus 2, and then times 180. 6 minus 2 is 4 times 180 is going to give me 720 degrees. So all of the angles of a hexagon, which is this shape right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can't see them all of these angles added together are 720. Here it says find the sum of the exterior angles of the heptagon above. Well, that's going to be 360 degrees. Sum of the exterior angles of any shape are going to equal 360 degrees. Heptagon here means 7 sides. Here it says find one interior and one exterior angle of a stop sign of which is a regular octagon, 8 sides octagon. All right, so we'll start. Try again. Okay, we'll start with, we'll do the interior. Regular octagon means all the sides are the same and all the angles are the same. So we start by doing 180 times 8 for the number of sides, minus 2. 8 minus 2 is 6, times 180, and that's going to give me 1080. I said it correctly, but then I didn't write it correctly, so let's try that again. 1080. And then I need to divide by 8 because there are 8 equally sized angles. Okay. All right, so interior is going to equal 135 degrees each. For my exterior, so outside angles, we have 360 degrees altogether. And we have 8 angles. So we do 360 and we divide by 8 and we get 45. All right, let's take a look at this shape over here. It says find the measures of the interior angles. So we saw problems similar to this in Chapter 7 when we were finding missing angle values for triangles and for quadrilaterals. So here, same type of thing, we're going to set up and solve an equation. However, it's not going to always equal 180 or 360. We have to do the first step of finding how many degrees in that shape before we write our equation. So we're going to count the number of sides, subtract 2, and multiply by 180. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted the angles instead of counting the sides. It's the same thing. Number of angles and number of sides are the same. Okay, so I counted 5. That means it's a pentagon. So I'm going to do 180 times 5 minus 2. That means I'm doing 180 times 3, which I know is 540 degrees. So there are 540 degrees total in my pentagon. All right, now I'm going to write my equation. So I'm going to write x for my first angle plus x plus 1. Order doesn't really matter, but I just chose to write my two variables next to each other. plus, I've got 95, plus 145, plus 101 equals 180. All right, now hopefully you see an equation that you know how to solve. We're going to combine the like terms that are on the same side of the equation. So x plus x is 2x. Now I need to add those other things. So I have a 1, a 95, a, oops, hold on. All right, starting again. 1 plus 95 plus 145 plus 101 equals 342. Okay. So 2x plus 342 equals, oops, and over here I wrote 180. Didn't mean to do that. 540. It does not equal 180. It equals 540 because this is not a triangle. This is a pentagon. All right. Two-step equations. We do order of operations backwards. We get rid of addition and subtraction first. Then we get rid of multiplication and division. So we're going to subtract 342. All right. So 540 minus 342 gives us 198. 2x equals 198. So then we're going to divide both sides by 2. That's going to give me a total of 99 degrees. I am not done. It says find the measures of the interior angles. I found this one, 99 degrees. But I haven't found this one yet. This one says x plus 1, so I've got to take my number that I found for my variable and then complete the expression. So 99 plus 1, this one is going to be 100 degrees. So my missing angle values are 99 and 100. All right. Let's try this next one. It says the birdhouse to the left has the given angle measure. Solve for x. You're going to try this one on your own. It is the exact same type of problem as the last one, aside from once you finish your equation for x, then you can stop. All right. So let's get the equation set up together and then you'll pause it and solve. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to start here at the top. X minus 5 plus x minus 6 plus, I'm just going around in a circle here, 2x minus 7 plus x plus 2x minus 2. This is another pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to equal 540, just like our last pentagon. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and finish that equation. All right, let's check our answers. So we need to combine the like terms. I have x, x, 2x, another x, 2x. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 x's. Okay. Plus. Okay, let's see. I've got a negative 5, a negative 6, a negative 7. So negative 11 plus negative 7 would be negative 18. Plus another negative 2 would be negative 20. So 7x plus negative 20 equals 540. So we took an equation that looked super duper long and combined like terms, and hopefully that seems a lot more manageable to you. I have a negative 20. I'm going to get rid of it by adding 20. Remember, in two-step equations, we always add or subtract first before we multiply or divide. So we have 7x equals 560. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 7. All right, so 560 divided by 7, and I get 80 degrees. Here it did not say find each angle measure. If it did, then I would have to do, say, 2 times 80 minus 7, 80 minus 6, and so on. But here it just says solve for x. So you have to read the directions. Sometimes they'll say find the missing angle measures. Sometimes they'll say solve for x. All right. So let's take a look at this one. We've got some missing angles to find. We have x and y and z. Okay, so let's start with y. I see that 80 and y are supplementary. They're on the same straight line. The supplementary angles equal 180, so we're going to do 180 minus 80, and that's going to tell me that y is 100 degrees. All right. Now I'm going to find x. X and 95 are supplementary. So I do 180 minus 95, and I get 85. Okay, so then I have z. I have a couple options. One is to find this missing angle and then subtract it from 180. That would tell me this. Or I can use subtraction, find these guys, and then set up an equation to find that. I think given the information I have, it's going to be easiest for me to find the question mark and then work backwards to get the z. So the exterior angles, the outside ones, equal 360. So I have 80 plus 62, this is exterior, plus 35, plus my x, which I found was 85, plus this one, which is 53. When I add all of those together, let's see, so 80 plus 62 plus 35 plus 85 plus 53, I get 315. So I would have to do 360 minus 315 to figure out what goes in this missing question mark area. So when I do that, 360 minus 315, I get 45. Okay. So 45 is this one. So to get z, now I'm going to do 180 minus 45. That gives me 135. All right, let's look at this one. The measures of the exterior angles of a convex hexagon are 45, 60x, 3x, 7x, and 90 degrees. Find x. Exterior angles always equal 360. It doesn't matter that this is a hexagon. Hexagon 6 sides, but it doesn't matter for this problem. It just tells you there are 6 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Convex means all of the angles are pointing out. So it looks something like this, convex. Concave means part of it is pointing in. Like that would be a concave shape. So this 360 degrees works for convex shapes. Okay. Not important, just explaining what that word meant. Okay, so now we're ready for our equation. 45 plus 60 plus x plus 3x plus 7x plus 90. Those are all the exterior angles, and because it's exterior, they're going to equal 360. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and solve that equation. Okay, let's check our answer. So we need to combine our like terms. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So I have 11 x's. And then let's see, I have 105 plus another 90, which would be 195. So 11x plus 195 equals 360. I'm going to subtract 195 from both sides. Okay, so let's see. 360 minus 195 gives me 165. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 11 to get the variable by itself. 165 divided by 11 gives me 15. So x equals 15 degrees. All right. Here are two to try on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems. Okay, let's check our answers. So the directions say find the sum of the interior angle measures of the green polygon. Our formula for interior angle measures 180 equals n minus 2. All right, let's count sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is a heptagon or septagon. Sometimes you hear it both ways. Either way, 7 sides. All right, so I'm going to do 180 times 7 minus 2. 180 times 5. And then when I do 180 times 5, I get 900 degrees. This is the type of work I expect to see on your paper. Let's take a look at number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. It is a hexagon. So we're going to do 180 times 6 minus 2, which is 180 times 4, which is 720. Okay, and our last two problems to try on your own. For number 4, 18gon means a polygon that has 18 sides. Once you get past 10, which is a decagon, usually polygons past that number of sides are referred to as that number and then /gon. Go ahead and pause the video, try these two on your own. Octagon, 8 sides. Okay, so our first step is to figure out how many total degrees. So we do 180 times the number of sides minus 2. So for an octagon, that means 180 times 6, which is 1080. Then we divide by the number of angles. So when we do 1080 and we divide by 8, we get 135 degrees. All right, 18gon, same steps. 180 times our number of sides minus 2. 18 minus 2 is 16. So we're going to do 180 not minus, my goodness. 180 times 16. We get 2,880. And then we are dividing by 18 because there are 18 angles. And we get 160